we slowly fade out in a montage. That's what always happens. And the four of you are in the surveillance van. You've tracked the last address out. And the last name on that address was Father Reinhardt.
Whoa.
And you've gone, and the address on it is his parish, which is at the church. So you all are in the
church. Oh, they haven't had a Twitter. Never mind.
And you all are. You should have met Twitter now. That would be very useful if you do that now in the 80s. Probably really hard to do, but you all are in the parking lot of Solid Rock Church. It's one of these big, huge, like massive, like mega churches. So it's like a whole compound of different buildings. And you're here, and it's the last name on the list. How do we want to approach this? You've got directly in the parking lot you're connected to. There is a large building, presumably a gymnasium. You all have been pretty much going throughout the day. I'm going to say you all are into the next afternoon. By the time you rounded up all the people, you all went straight through the night, so you didn't rest, so no one got any hit points back who lost hit points. I'm sure that won't be a problem for anyone. And so it's afternoon. You see some kids coming in and out, and a couple adults around coming in and out of this building. It's clearly a gymnasium. Like, you see people coming out with basketballs and things like that your parking lot's directly connected to. You can walk around a path that goes into some like office type buildings of it, and then there's a big giant statue of Jesus in the pond that faces the river itself.
Is it in this pose? Or is
yes,
it's touchdown Jesus?
Yes, it would still be touchdown. It's not $5 foot long Jesus yet. The lightning has not struck.
No. There's four of them, and one of them's like this, and then one of them's like this.
YMCA. No, we don't bring up the YMCA anymore, do we?
No, we don't.
We, team? We don't bring up the YMCA.
I'm just saying it.
No, we don't.
Back together.
Yeah.
How do you all want to approach?
All right, so I'll take my gun. We're tired. This is the last name, but last time we had a priest. You guys know how that went down. Need to be careful.
I remember. The drowning in holy water, that was bad. Turns out it was Mountain Dew.
It was the tastiest takedown we've had all year.
I don't know. These shakes. What do you call this? The brain freeze? It's killing me.
Take your
tongue and rub the top of your mouth, and that helps. Yeah.
I am 54 years old, and for the last 36 hours, I've eaten nothing but Big Belly Burger.
And you all have had, I think,
none of us.
4 milkshakes each at this point, right? Like, that's been the diet.
We should all need to go to the bathroom by now, but I feel fine.
Is that okay? I repeat, do not poop in my storage area.
I said I feel fine. I don't need to go.
Good.
I was just wondering why you guys didn't need to go.
Convention, mostly.
Yeah.
To underscore
to
underscore the timeliness of the issue, Inca racks her rifle, not realizing she'd already racked a round, and so a live round just pops out of the chamber, just like picks it up, puts it in her pocket.
Yeah, we're getting
sloppy.
sloppy.
Over her ear. There we go.
Nice.
Aaron tases our captive again. He's doing it about every 10 minutes.
All right, how do you all want to approach?
All right.
Should we just drive through a stained glass window?
Look.
Well, we could do the Jehovah's Witness thing, but that'd be kind of weird with this parish.
It's true. Probably don't want to drive right through. We want to save the artillery option for last.
Again, we could have children that are not exposed.
But what if he has hostages? That was bad in that YMCA, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody could go undercover.
We don't have disguises.
But we can move very quietly. These suits are wool.
That's true. Their sound-absorbent properties are matched only by their style.
And the elbows are patched.
And our glasses are dark, so they can't see us that well.
Yes.
But yeah, maybe we should start walking up, starting a conversation. He might be on it by now. There's been a lot of busts today. People might be worried.
Maybe you could confess something. I hear priests like confessions.
Rack. Oh, sorry. Behind the other
Why
ear.
do I keep doing that?
It's because I'm impatient.
He is a father and not a pastor, so confession would track here.
Okay, you go in.
Maybe a pastor and a father? But are pastors not allowed to reproduce in this country? I don't understand.
It depends on their religion.
Well, regardless of how many children he has, I say we kill him.
If
Well,
he's a tabletopper.
I think Federico probably could use a confession. I mean, I think we've all kind of sensed there's something going on with him, so I think this might be good for everyone if he goes in and does a confession first.
You should go. You should be less judgy. Let him feel his feels.
You know what? What I'm doing is something that a good leader does, which is connects with the people on his team.
Yeah,
And
you have
displaying my emotional earnesty. I'm opening the door for you. Okay? And these are my confessions. Not in... My confessions are between me and you.
Well, you gotta stop. That's why it keeps happening.
Have you tried pulling out the straw and then like wicking it off and then sticking it back in? I am incapable of feeling pity for you at this point.
It is pretty self-inflicted.
I'm gonna take a knife and just like pop it open and then like stab the bottom of his cup and then do this. Put it all, the milkshake falls out. Can we go now?
Now who pooped in your storage area?
That's right.
Not it.
Now I have to clean up this mess. Well, you go and confess your sins. And you should probably start with what you just did.
I love how the most consistent narrative thread we've had is leaving orphan children behind and pooping in my storage area. Like that is our consistent narrative thread. Oh my god!
All right, so
I'm trying to make sure that's happening.
Reginald gets out. I'm gonna walk straight up into the cathedral.
Okay, you're headed that way. Is anyone following Reginald?
Inca goes up to the bell tower, or
Oh,
up
God.
to the like the second floor of pews. Right, it's a 2-story. They have the place for the choir right in the
balcony?
back or whatever. Yeah, the balcony inside of the place where the churchgoers go, and
Where Sadler and Waldorf sit.
yeah, exactly. And she very slowly screws her scope onto her tactical rifle.
Nice. Okay. What about what about our other two, Aaron and Federico?
I think first and foremost, we're making sure that this is clean.
Do you want me to
That's a
get you a
top
mop?
This is shag, son.
I meant for his seat.
Rack. Oh, son of a...
And then I say we try to go back around, see if there's another entrance that we can find to get in the backside of the church in case he tries to run back that way, or if he has any quarters or an office back there that we could investigate
Okay.
while he's distracted.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tag along.
Okay. So we are convinced to not have a group working together. Okay. That's like we have two people ready for a showdown in the cathedral, and then you're all like, hey, we'll just check out like the offices while they fight the big bad.
We're also preparing for a pincer maneuver.
They'll come into flank and rally over our corpses using them as shields.
Mm-hmm.
Bold strategy. I hope it works out for you. All right, so how to do this? Okay, so the two of you they're interested in playing the game, and Inca and Reginald.
Rack. Pull out the clip
That's-
now that it's
that's
out
not
of all
fair.
5 rounds. Put all 5 rounds back in. Put it in. Rack. All right.
You all enter the cathedral, and there is presumably Father Reinhardt, who is standing there with his back to you all. He's kneeling down. He's giving prayers, and he goes, "I was waiting for the two of you, not the two of you. I was waiting for this team to show up here.
I'm here to confess my sins, Father."
Oh, you've committed plenty in the last 24 hours, haven't you?
I thought we were supposed to be in the closet for this.
We're confronting the Padre. Over.
They're confronting the pod racer. Over.
Okay, I'm having trouble concentrating. I don't know about you. Maybe it's all the fatty foods. I can't read. Like, if we find an office, I'm not going to be able to read these documents. Why don't we just move around? You know, I'm not going to be my best self if we're back here.
I think they're talking to the priest. We should go check it out.
Let's do that.
There's a lot of documentation over here about a guy named Jesus. Do you think he's a tabletopper? Over.
Who's on our comms? Over.
All right. So you all make your way back in through the side door, okay? Through wonderful GM Fiat. The four of you are in a room with a thing. Like, yes. So the scene that we have is up towards the front of the why can't I think of the word, the name for where all the church people sit to have church, sanctuary.
Yeah.
Up to the front of the sanctuary is where the father is standing. Real tall, lanky guy. He's like well, you already did a 6'6". Real short, lanky guy. Can you be short and lanky? Yes, he's
wide,
5
lanky,
foot,
long arms.
Yeah,
small torso. Small
torso, really
got
small
them monkey
torso.
arms going.
And he's standing up there, directly sort of like the middle break in pews, is where Reginald's standing, sort of like direct eyesight at his same level. Up on the balcony above is where Inca has positioned herself, and to his right, coming through the door, is where Aaron and Federico just came through to see it. And he's like, the team's all here. And you see him reach towards the...
He's made us. Over.
You see him reach...
Okay, over.
And he pulls out this giant silver sword and holds it in the air. On the top balcony, doors bust open. 2 people run out with red eyes. His eyes start glowing red. The top of the cathedral starts shaking, like the little holy water bath area. Do Catholics have that? We've established he's a father. Sure. We're going with it. Whatever.
There should be a baptism font.
Yes, the baptism font starts shaking, and then the back doors at the lower level break open too, and you see 4 people run in, well-dressed, big buff young people, like in their 20s type thing, early 20s, and they have busted in, all red glowing eyes, and we enter into combat. Okay, so how this works is, who wants to call themselves team leader, because you will be going first?
Not it.
I think it would be me. I'm the tactician.
You're the tactician. All right, team leader, you start us off. So again, you can take move actions to move about the room. We are going to call this room a couple different areas. There is the balcony area, which is up above. Then there is the forward sanctuary, which is where the father is, and then the back sanctuary, which is like the other half of the pews towards the further back, because the room's big enough to be counted as 2 rooms. So for your sense of range, it's balcony, back sanctuary, front sanctuary. Each of those are adjacent to each other. So a range of 1 is anyone in your zone. A range of 2 is the zone adjacent to you. A range of 3 is further than that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody, get down, which is my battlefield command, duck and cover. So everyone gets +2 to your defense this turn. And I'm gonna do the John Woo thing where I jump sideways and fire at the priest, as then I then land behind the pews, and I'm gonna empty my entire
pew, and then take cover behind the pew.
Excuse me.
All right. What kind of attack you making?
Pistol.
And how much are you using? Because again, you get to choose how much of it you want to use.
The
whole
gold
clip.
being.
Whole thing. All right.
Do we know what the lucky number is for the old man?
No, 12 is the mission. So that 12 is what it is for the entirety of the mission. Yep.
All right, so I rolled 5d4 for my regular light pistol.
Okay.
I got 10 points of damage. So pew, 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 and then I duck and fall behind the pew.
10 as they hit him in the chest and shoulder, boom, 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 and his lanky arms flail a little bit, but he's still looking straight at you. So now, because we actually have an issue, Michael, you get to choose who goes next.
Inca.
Copy. And Inca drops the radio, and buckles her rifle hops as 3 rounds sink into the father. I think 3 on D6 should average it at 12. I'm hoping to not cause collateral.
And again, you can move yours up and down too.
Yes. 10, 13. -1 is 12.
All right, the perfect number. Bam, bam, bam is 3 bolts. Again, go into him. He sort of stumbles back and catches his hand on the railing there. Who's up next, Inca?
You forgot to say over.
Gotta pass to Aaron.
Over.
So
you said there's a group of beefy-looking individuals coming from the back?
Yes, there are 4 of them, and they essentially have Reginald flanked between the father and them in that center aisleway.
Okay, what is spread?
Aha! We get into spread. So if we were using a battle map, a spread 2 is if you picture a 45-degree angle cone going out from your direction, in whatever range, it will hit everyone in that range.
Okay.
Both good and bad, but you very well could target all 4 of them without hitting Mr. Reginald.
Yep. So Aaron's own eyes begin to glow a little bit, and he moves down the aisle away from Frederico, past where Reginald is, and brings up both hands and just spreads his arms like he's throwing off an imaginary overcoat or trench coat in this case. And this black wave of energy, just slams across the entire back of the
and doves fly
of the sanctuary. Well, yeah, in the background. No, that has to happen during gunfire.
So now here's how we're going to work with spread, because there is a couple things that we need to take in consideration. 1, the damage that you roll is going to hit all of them. Okay. So what is your damage die for that?
2d6.
2d6. So you're going to roll 2d6, and it's going to apply that much damage to all 4 of them, not distributed between them. Okay.
And increase the d20 by 2.
And the d20 goes up by 6. The additional thing you will notice on the first page of your character sheet, you will see there's that collateral damage threshold, and there's that 12 number. You'll notice that number is lower for things that have spread.
Oh.
So what is the number for a spread 2 attack?
That would be an 8.
So anything you roll above 8 will deal collateral damage, and it will be multiplied by the number of people you're dealing it against. So by all means, go wild with your spread weapons, sir.
Sure, why not? I do 6 points of damage.
I think that's a good roll. So all 4 of them take 6, and describe me that they're going to live through, but describe me the mayhem.
This black curtain of energy just kind of wafts across the entire back of the sanctuary, and it sends them all slamming against the walls, and there's little licks of black flame that just they're limed in it, so they're very easy to make out. It looks like somebody attacked them with some sort of spurty black light.
Awesome. As they're reeling against the back wall, and there's only one person to go, Frederico.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've got my gun, my heavy pistol out and pointed, and I sort of roll around the corner, and the shot is framed so that you see the back of my head and the gun pointing towards Father Reinhardt. You call yourself a father? And then we see the gun in soft focus. How many kids do you even got? Me? I got... And the focus sharpens, showing the caliber of the gun.
Oh,
22.
God.
And I shoot all 6 rounds at him.
Isn't it, it's the heavy pistol, right?
Yeah. I don't know anything about
45
guns.
kids.
But I think we had established in a previous exchange that it was 22 kids.
We had, and that's too perfect to not use that. That is amazing. Even though, yes, it is absurd that the heavy pistol is a 22, but it works so well.
Well, in this world,
stupidly
in this world, guns are on the metric system. So
fair.
Well, yeah.
It's the 22 millimeter.
There you go.
It's a 1-inch bullet almost.
Oh God.
See, that's what happened in Trenton. We were on metric and we thought we were on imperial.
That's why we converted. The entire nation converted because of the Trenton incident.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some good news and some bad news. 66 is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 24.
Jesus.
Jesus.
But
God.
I do have a calming the situation skill, which lets me reduce the total amount of collateral from a combat encounter by 5.
That is nice because you just dealt 12 points of collateral damage that will get reduced down to 7 points of collateral damage. As you go wild, again, describe this to me as you kill Father Reinhardt.
So yeah, we just see the the lever on the gun and the top of the gun push back 6 times and then smoke. And the camera trails down the smoke. There's a sword on the ground, and Father Reinhardt is just splayed out on the dais.
How many bullets was it?
6.
So they're like pips on a D6.
Mhm.
So you can say I've got a Deus Hex.
You all are horrible people. Horrible, sir. As he goes down and we go to the enemy's turn, the two that are up top on the balcony, they run forward, they flip out extending batons, and they are swinging them both at Inca. Inca, what is your defense?
8.
It's too higher.
It is too higher because of duck and cover.
10.
10. First one swings at you, misses wildly. The second one swings at you and hits. You take 3 points of damage. The four that are the four that are standing there, they recover from the dark energy blast, and they grab the 4 collection plates, and you see them charge them with dark energy and fling them across the room. So 2 of them are being thrown at you, Reginald. Reginald, what's your defense?
My defense is currently... Does that affect me also?
Yes, it does.
10.
Unless you're not
10.
your own ally.
First one hits you for 2 points of damage. Second one hits you for 2 points of damage. As you take bam, bam, and they reflect off of you. The other 2 are flying, 1 each at our people that just entered the door. So, Aaron, what do you got for a defense?
8.
8. Hit you for 3 points of damage.
Ow.
And how are you doing on health-wise?
I'm hanging in there.
All right. Frederico, your defense.
10 because of that boost from this round.
10, and it reflects off the wall above you, missing you. The dice ticks up 4, 1 for each of the ones that was sent, making it a 10 right now. And we are back to the player's turns, and whoever went last goes first. So, Frederico, you are up.
Okay. So, it takes a full combat action to reload, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Just go punch and bite him.
You have a baton.
I do have the baton. So, I'm going to grab my gun and throw it away and say, I dealt with trash like you every day in Trenton. You're not worth the effort. Snap the baton out, and I go charging for one of the tabletopers.
Okay. Are we choosing to do unarmed attacks? Is that what's happening?
I have the baton.
You have the baton. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, no, I'm not just swinging with my fists. Okay.
Little
So.
fisticuffs, huh?
Hey,
Cool.
I'm walking here. All right. So 1d10.
1d10.
2, so probably not.
No, as it bounces off of him. Who's up next in initiative? You get a pick.
Let's roll it back to Inca.
Inca, having nearly dodged the 2 combatants near her, remembers that there's you get standard and move. Is that how the action?
That is correct. Yep.
Works? Remembers that there's still a primary target, so she's gonna empty the rest of her clip of her tactical rifle toward the Padre.
He's dead.
He is dead. Yep. Oh, he's
Remember
down.
the 6 spots of blood on his white robe?
Yes, I didn't know that actually killed him. I just thought he was down and gonna come back even more powerfully. Okay, great. Then she spins on one of the 2 attackers who's against her and empties the tactical rifle into them.
Okay, as
Very
the tactical rifle Does it work at range 1?
It does. Range
Oh,
1
perfect.
and 2.
Look at that.
And with the
Perfect.
scope 3. And I got a total of 4 damage. It was not great. I'll add
It
2 to that,
was-
make it 6.
6 damage. As you put in, how many bullets was that?
2.
2 bullets. Boom, boom, right, dead center. And they're just smiling at you. Who's up next?
Oh, that would be... Oh, gotta go with Federico. No,
He's
he already
already
went.
I've already gone, yeah.
Gotta go with Rigonaldo.
All right. So Rignardo is going to do like a parkour move and do a backflip over top of the pews and land back in the main aisle. And then I'm going to do a takedown of the tabletopper that Federico just tried to bash in the head.
And takedown is a special maneuver of the tactician.
Nice. 14.
14. And the great thing is, of course, non-lethal damage does not cause collateral damage. And you absolutely... So describe what happens as you knock this poor bastard out.
So I'm going to do like a combat roll and then kick his feet out from underneath him. But I'm actually going to reach up and grab him and like slam him down. So he's not just going to fall. I'm going to help him down. His head hits the church floor and just lights out.
Out like a light. And that takes us to our final person, Aaron. We'll warn you now, within your big blast attack that you've done before, now there are 2 allies within that same range as they moved up to make melee attacks. You can still do the attack, it will just hit everyone in that area.
I was going to question that because it actually says in the description, blast enemies in a cone.
Well, that's a horrible, horrible way to write that, and it's incorrect. and good thing about playtest docs is you can't use rules as written on me. Ha ha ha.
Damn it.
And beyond that, you're a tabletopper. So therefore, it should only target the humans in the group, right? They are your enemies, yes?
No. It's rules as written. I'm a tabletopper. I have to follow the rules. So he got hit pretty hard by that collection plate. So he's going to back up towards the DS. He was going to try another blast. It just kind of shakes a little bit and looks at the one that is not near anybody and fires off a void bolt at him.
Now, are you targeting one of the 3 that had the collection plates, or one of the 2 up on the balcony?
The 3 with the collection plates.
Okay, all right. So you're picking one off.
Yeah, probably one of the ones going after Federico.
All right.
Since he gives me milk duds.
Roll your damage.
That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage as you just smear him into non-existence with your bolt, and we tick up by 1 on that.
Yes.
We tick up to 11.
And then
Okay.
I look down and
Ours goes to 11.
I munch on one of the communion wafers.
As you munch on one of those communion wafers, because now it's the bad guy's turn. The baptism font continues to shake more and more violently, and it just splits open. And you see this horrible red, like, monstrosity. It looks like a person that was directly cut in half from, like, top of head to down in between the legs, where it's just half of a thing, and it's sort of crawling like an inchworm with one hand and one foot towards the father. Are 2 that had collection plates that are still alive. One of them just, like, cocks back his fist, and actually both of them are going to do the same thing. One's going to attack Reginald. First one coming at you. What's your defense, sir?
It's 8 at this point because I think we lost that bonus.
Yes, you did. Now, you should remember, though, that is you're sort of like you get to order the troops every turn. So every turn you can use one of those different orders to help either with move or pinning fire, some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. But it would not have mattered because he rolled a 20 on die to hit you, as he hits you for 3 points of damage, Reginald, that you take. And then we go to Federico. You are also in this, and he's swinging at you. Oh my goodness! Who also hits you for 3 points of damage? As the big guys start beating up at you, the 2 at the top with clubs again are swinging down at Inca. The dice are not friendly as it hits you. 3 points of damage. and the second one misses. So you only get beat over the head with one club. So we still have the two up at top that are beating up on Inca. We have two left in the collection plates that are dropping like flies, and we have this red horrible monstrosity that just came forth that is crawling towards the father. As we go back to you all, starting with Aaron.
Now, logic and tactics says I should grab the father's body and run like hell with it. But that's not what I'm going to do. Instead, what I do is, since this is a Catholic church, they always have, you know, when there's always the processional, there's usually one of the altar boys is carrying like a staff with one of the flags, liturgical flags on it or something like that. I go over to one of the stands, pick it up, and run over to the thing that's crawling across the ground, and I try and pin it to the ground by stabbing it with, basically through where the heart would be, with this giant golden staff.
Okay, I love it. You are going to make an improvised attack. So you are going to deal. It's going to be 1d8 damage.
Okay. 7 points of damage.
That's a respectable roll on that. As you stab it, and it just, like, its half mouth just opens up and screams at you, but it's still very much moving.
The power of an unnamed governmental agency compels you.
Who do you choose to go up next?
We're going to send it to Federico.
All right, so I am going to follow up Aaron. I'm going to try to break away from the people who are bearing down on me. And I'm going to... I don't have the time to reload the gun, so I'm going to try again with my...
You threw it away, too.
I also threw it away, yeah.
It's a bold choice.
You know. Yep. I had to play
that
true
for you,
to-
Cotton.
I live in the moment, never look back. And as I smack this thing's head with the baton, I say, "Hey, best behavior."
I'm doing my best!
No, him. You're doing great, Milk Dud. And another 2.
As it just beats off of its hide and does absolutely nothing. Who's up next?
Inca is up next, I believe. No,
I guess he gets to choose
that's
whoever
right.
he wants.
I remember how this works.
yeah.
I swear, I remember.
I
Promise I remember that Michael hasn't gone.
I'm gonna swing it around to Reginald. So.
All
I
right.
beat you last time. God.
So I'm going to yell out duck and cover once again. Tell everybody stay down. Use the cover. I thought I cut the bottom of that milk.
Where did you get that?
And then I'm still basically hand to hand with the 2.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to try to take down again. I assume
Yep.
that's something I can do every turn.
Sure.
I'm going to do the thing where I like a fireman's carry, and then I just purposely fall back and like suplex myself.
It's a Samoan drop. If you're going to be technical, don't use the wrong wrestling terms, please, sir.
All right. 5 points
dear
of
Lord.
damage.
5. Absolutely. You drop him. His eyes roll back. He's out.
Perfect.
Boom. That just leaves Inca, who's still
Inca.
up there with 2.
Inca, heedless of the personal danger, but knowing that her compatriots will likely die if that mealworm gets to its host, she drops her rifle, she pulls out her trusty tactical pistol with the big ol' scope on it, and she takes a bead on that little teeny thing and drops the clip into it.
Make the attack.
4 on the first D4, 3 on the second, 4 on the third. I'm gonna class collateral. Oh no, 1. 12 total.
Look at that. Man, you are good with that pistol, sir.
We have a little
Ma'am.
collateral wiggle room if you want to make that 14.
Yeah, we'll roll it up to 14.
Yeah.
Do you want to go
Because
ahead?
honestly, who cares what's going to happen to our budget?
Just kick it up. Bam.
All right, so you're choosing to deal 14 points of damage with 2 points of collateral damage. As you empty the shots, it rolls end over end, but it gets back up on its 1 foot and 1 hand. Additionally, an opportunity attack is triggered on you from one of the things that's beating on you with the sticks.
Oh, I didn't know that was the thing. I'm going down. That's all right.
Oh, you totally knew it was a thing, but it misses, so you're good. It misses horribly. Man, if crits were a thing in this system. Let's see, is that all of you, or is there still someone who hasn't
That's
gone?
it.
That's
all,
it.
everyone.
All right. So this may then turn out badly, because the one that just missed you, as well as the other one,
Gets to
Inca,
attack me again.
both are now swinging at you.
Yeah, and their average hits knock me out next round, so we'll see.
First one misses. Second one hits you for 3.
All right, I'm down with -1. Wait.
Okay. So that
No, that would be my base defense. My base health. Oh, shit, I still have lots of health.
Oh, well,
I have 18 total. I've dropped 9.
Okay, you're good. You're beefy.
You suddenly remember you're feeling good.
These petty boys cannot stop me.
The headache goes away, and now you feel a lot better.
The 2 that are on Reginald, again, using physical attacks to try and beat you down.
There should only be 1 left. I've knocked 2 of them out.
Oh, you are correct. There is only 1 left, and they missed. This is a good round for you all, except for the red thing. It turns towards, let's see, Aaron, you're the one that's right up next to it, aren't you? It opens its mouth wide and just shoots this blast of red energy.
The song of its people.
the dice ticks up by 2. We're up to 14.
It's showing you its lasers.
What's your defense with the +2?
8 now.
8. No, it still hits you. It hits you for 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
And it basically, you see this red beam like hit Aaron in the chest, and it flings him across the entire sanctuary up against the other wall, and he lies on the ground like unconscious or dead. You don't know what.
You're out of hit points. Okay.
Oh, so, I'm at -3.
Okay. Here's what happens when you are out of hit points. Every turn in combat, this is kind of standard fare, except with a few exceptions. You are going to make a save against dying. Okay. The save that you're going to roll is 2d10 compared to what the current d20 is, which is at 14. You have to get at or above it. If you fail, combine 2d10.
Oh.
Yep, 2d10 compared to the d20. If you fail, you get 1 step closer to death. You have as many steps close to death as you have will to live. Your will to live is how many unfilled corruption circles you have. You will notice on your character sheet, you start with 3. As you gain corruption and as you get closer to tabletop, you have less of a will to hold on when you are mortally wounded. You will also note at the beginning of this, I told you you're never allowed to reveal how much corruption you have or what your corruption numbers are. So as you play this in campaign play and your teammate goes down, you don't know if they have 4 failures before they die or 1.
Gotcha.
There is nothing that will bring him out of this until the battle ends and you can stabilize his wounds. So you'll have to conclude the combat before he expires.
But we could re-roll the die, right?
He can no longer. You all can on your turn. Of course, at risk of making it higher. I should also note, if it ever does hit that 20 number, it's locked at 20 until the end of combat, too. So you absolutely can re-roll it at your own peril. And at risking your own corruption. So you can choose what you want on that. It's almost like it all fits together. So,
can I ask you a quick question about a mechanical idea?
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool if I could, because I could easily gain a point of corruption and possibly kill myself by allowing me to re-roll the die.
The problem is you don't actually die if you lose all the corruption. So if you could redo it yourself, there's no incentive to not just constantly do it. What this does is it makes the team have to try and save you.
Okay.
Yep.
That's if they care.
If they care. I mean, not for you, obviously, but if it was a normal teammate, yeah.
Well, Federico might care.
Well, Federico cares about everyone, so. But we are at you all's go. So at the top of the order, you make your saving throw against death to start with. So 2d10.
That's a 13.
13 does not meet or beat 14. You are 1 step closer to death, sir.
So could we re-roll the 20 now?
Yes. Whoever's you can only re-roll it on your turn. It is it is a free action, which means you can do it once per turn.
I was just saying, like, we couldn't retroactively make it 11 and then he would have succeeded.
Yeah.
Could not have. Nope.
Perfect. Okay.
So let's see who went last round. Inca. So you are up.
So first thing, I'm gonna re-roll the d20.
Okay. Roll it and see what you get.
Bucks, now where
Roll
is
20.
Big
Just do it.
13.
13.
Went down by 1.
You're welcome.
Went down by 1,
buddy.
Hopefully that wasn't one of your corruption numbers. If it was, secretly mark corruption on your character sheet.
Okay, I will secretly not tell you whether or not it was one of my corruption numbers or not.
That's fine. So what do you choose to do on your turn?
We see Inca do a free reload of her pistol, and then draw it down on these. No, that horrible, wretched thing is still alive. Empty it again into that horrible, wretched thing.
Make it happen.
5, 9, 11. Plus 1 is 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Again, you topple it end over end. It gives one last like scraw, and then stretches out and bleeds out all over, and it stops moving.
No, combining with the father for you.
Who do you got up next?
They're gonna pass it to Frederico. Quickly, get that person you like.
Oh my boy! No, not again! No. And so
I'm giving you a flashback.
I run over and I cradle him in my arms, spending my turn. If I can't actually heal him, I spend the turn in emotional turmoil.
And also reload your gun.
I threw it away. It's on the other side of the room.
body conveniently.
Yes, I will accept that.
Fine, then I wipe the tears away with my gun as I slot another round in.
Not another son lost. They don't make a 23 pistol. I won't be able to do the joke again. Okay, so that is Frederico, which just leaves Reginald. You've got one left that you haven't body slammed yet.
All right, so we both are standing up at this point, and we're both kind of just like watching what's happening. And then I'm just going to sort of sneak around and put him into a sleeper hold.
All right, make it happen.
For 12 points of damage.
And that will do it as he goes out like a light, and you have 3 unconscious bodies just lined up in the back as they are out. And that is the team, right? So now the only thing left, we go back to the enemy's turn.
The two guys who are clubbing Inca.
Who are clobbering the crap out of poor little Inca, who's just like standing there ignoring them, just like, I have things to do, while just...
He's like, get away.
You think you feel pain? Have you ever had one of these milkshakes? I've got the shakes.
I also think at this point it's become clear that where Inca's getting the milkshakes, there's an additional bandolier of milkshakes.
Grenades go in this one, and milkshakes go in this one. Ah. You just don't get them confused in combat.
First one hits you for 2 points of damage as you are sucking on a milkshake. Second one hits you for 3 points of damage.
I've heard my milkshake brings the boys to the yard, but this is ridiculous.
We are now back at the top of the order. The D20 is on 13. Aaron, you need to roll against it.
That's 15.
15.
Yay!
You pass. You are.
Wait a minute. No, hang on. 10 is a 1. That's a 6. I lied.
Oh, then you are another step closer to death, sir.
Yep.
It is getting dire. The only 2 left alive are up on the balcony. Let's see. Inca? No, Reginald.
Reginald, I'm going to reload my gun.
Okay.
And just because I want to do it, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll the 20, just because I want to try to get it really low for Aaron. And, I just like to see what happens.
Okay.
I want to see it hit 20, honestly.
I rolled a 1!
Did you really?
Whoa!
Nice.
In your face, dice.
Assuming you didn't get cocky and choose that as your corruption number.
I'm not allowed to tell you that.
You tell the GM that. But that's outstanding roll, sir. First time you've been happy to roll a 1 on a D20. Yes, some of the wonderful meta humor. Ha ha ha. The only time when you roll a D20, it's scary instead of fun, and you want to roll a 1 instead of a 20.
Because we don't want gamers to succeed. We want we're on the opposite. Yeah.
It's all yeah.
Gotta use your noodle for this game.
It's so cerebral, man. It's so cerebral. So murdering children again. Now we are at top of the order. It is still your turn, Reginald. Or are you just choosing to reload?
I reload it, and then I
Command?
Yeah, so I will tell everybody duck and cover, and then I'll tell Inca, shoot those sons of... And then the camera moves over.
You pass into Inca.
And Inca finishes reloading again. And I can't separate rounds between people, right? So this is going to be the full clip into the first one.
Not unless your weapon has spread.
It doesn't. Pistol does not.
All right.
I kind of wish it did now.
It's too bad you can't pick up a rifle at your feet.
I'd take time to reload. 10 plus 2 is 12.
12, perfect. And you're putting into the same one that you put the first couple bullets into?
Yes.
Could
That
you
would
hit the
make
one
a
with a
lot
couple-
of sense. Yeah, that would be
Shoot
the, thing
the
that Inca
bleeding
would do.
one.
Bam, 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 bam. 4 shots. Goes out, tumbles over the banister, falls down on a pew, splat, breaking it and destroying it.
The clip slides out, and new clip slides in, and Inca looks over her right firing arm at the one who's further around her right. She says, "Do you want to play, or do you want to win? You surrender. That's winning. That's a joke. It's a gamer joke. Do you get? No? I tried."
That takes us to Frederico.
Alrighty. So am I gonna have to take a move action to get in range of
What?
the...
Yeah, because you're up front. So you're 2 spaces away. So 1 move action, you'd still have to have a weapon with a range of at least 2. Does your pistol have a range of 2 or range of 1?
Just 1.
Just 1. So you could not actually hit it this turn. You would have to. You could take 2 move actions to get all the way up to the balcony, or 1 move action to get closer.
Okay, then I will do that. Yeah, I will gently place Aaron's body on one of the benches, and then bolt.
All right, that takes us back to the tabletopper's turn. He's looking around and realizing like he's the last one. So he drops his baton. He reaches forwards and grabs Inca by the shoulders. His jaw just sort of like descends, and a red light, just not like a light that shines quickly. It almost like it's light, but it's coming out very, very slowly towards your face. Whoop.
The speed of light has changed. Quickly. This is bad.
What's your defense?
10 with the 10. 10 with the +2.
Is it 10 with the +2? Okay. It hits you. The D20 ticks up by 1, which only is at a 2, thank goodness. Because of Michael's awesome thing.
Yeah, before it was a 19. That would have been bad.
You do take 5 points of damage.
That puts me out.
Bam, Inca, drop down. Ooh, this is not looking pretty for the team. We are to the team, though, and both Inca and... Actually, you all need to roll 2d10, but it doesn't matter because you only have to get a 2 or higher, which you can't possibly fail either one of you. So if you want to feel happy about rolling your dice, you can, but you will successfully pass. 5. This will take us back to Quinn.
Alrighty. Gonna take my gun, and I'm gonna shoot 4 rounds at the person up there.
Make it happen.
I don't wanna take another 24. 6, 10, 13.
13. Only 1 point of damage, or 1 point of collateral damage. As you empty your clip, the last one falls. It's dead, and we are out of combat. And we are also late enough that we are going to fast track as you call in the cleanup crew. They get everything done. You patch the team back together, and you ride back to mission base to get your wonderful debriefing. Did you all want to do any going outlines or stupid nonsense?
I was going to go up to the priest and do my confession and say, I'm gonna go steal a bunch of shitload of comic books, and then screw up the line. But yeah, and then I'm leaving.
That's a great line.
Yeah. I'm about to go steal a shitload of comic books.
So, oh my god!
All right, so you get back to base.
I had one that I wanted to do with Aaron.
Ow!
I'm gonna shoot the milkshake.
Explodes all over.
With the shotgun.
Who pooped in my bandolier?
Oh my god.
Inca, I think I saw one of them put a D20 in one of your milkshakes.
That's just not funny.
But it stopped you from drinking. Ha ha ha.
Quinn, did you have a going out one that you said?
Yeah, I said with Aaron, I wanted to, as he comes to, say, I was wrong about you, kid. I was wrong about you.
Thanks.
You're really worth your salt.
Oh my god.
I'm proud to call you my boy. And I pull the picture of my wife out of my jacket pocket, rip it up, and say, you know what I'm doing now? I'm salting the earth. and I drop the shreds of the picture.
Oh, that is perfect. That is where we come to a close.
the end line.
Yes. Oh, outstanding. Just to finish tying in all of the wonderful mechanicalness, when all was said and done, you all dealt 12 points of collateral damage throughout the mission. Your threshold was 30 for this mission, so actually you all did pretty darn well. You all did not kill any civilians like I was really expecting you to do, because that is an instant 20 points of collateral damage if you ever kill a civilian.
Oh, wow.
But here's what happens. Because you are under, your team budget increases, and it is 1 point of damage equals $10. So you were 18 points under. Your now team budget is going to be $2,180 for your next mission because you were under. If you go over budget or over your collateral damage, your team budget goes down. And that is sort of how you level up as well as your skills, is you do hopefully well to increase your team budget. And that is Satanic Panic. So thank you all for playing. And that was an absurd amount of stupid nonsense fun. And I hope everyone watching and listening enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
Awesome. Thank you,
Check it
Jim.
on Kickstarter.
Yeah, thank you, Jim, for running. We appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And the few people were watching in and out, thank you guys for paying attention, watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're still trying to work through this Twitch thing. This should be up on YouTube soon. I'll try to get up as soon as I can, but I'll have to put the two pieces together and that kind of stuff, so it may take a little longer. And actually, one was one of my corruption numbers. So when I rolled that one.
Was it really?
Yeah.
One of mine, too.
I had 1, 13, and 20.
Oh, those are interesting choices.
And because I'm trash, I picked 7, 8, or I picked 8, 9, and 10, the classic White Wolf success numbers.
Nice.
You are such White Wolf trash.
Awesome. So with all of that, we will say good night, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.